Hey, welcome to our Heat NMD call every Tuesday night. I'm Alita Spire, just one of the Heat NMDs on this call. Every Tuesday night we have a special guest speaker, and tonight is no different. Really excited to have this one tonight. And I know a lot of you have been looking at ways that you can acquire more customers, or looking at ways that you can make a difference in a lot of people's lives and attract others to the business and the opportunity, as well as our product make a difference in the health of families. We're starting to call it families now. So I want to absolutely introduce our speaker right now. She is here with us. Melnicove is a national marketing director was an elementary school teacher and an adjunct professor. I also want to welcome the Ro team. I know that some of you are on here also. Don't ever feel like you're a stranger. We are one team, one mission. So Ro has invited her team too. So welcome, welcome. She was introduced to Juice Plus when she was suffering with system lupus and renal involvement. Ro became healthier and healthier with it, and now can say that she has been symptom-free with no medications for over 20 years. You can imagine her passion to pay it forward. In 2010, Ro was recognized on stage for being #1 amongst all representative for customer acquisition. Success leaves clues. So I want to introduce my dear friend Ro, and I'll go ahead and take it away.
Thank you for having me. How nice. I'm going to share my screen. I prepared a PowerPoint for you guys, and I hope that you like it. I've never done this before, so let me share my screen. It says the host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Try again. I just changed it.
Okay. There we go. Okay, very good. All right. Well, you guys may cut off the people that are on the right side may cut off some of the words, and I will do my best because I put some of the verbiage in the slides. Okay, so the name of tonight's call is how to acquire Juice Plus customers. And you know, Juice Plus customers are people whose lives we change and we inspire, and who will, you know, go out and inspire other people. Now, there are 5 success habits. The first one is planning. You know, plan your work your plan. I'm sure that you've heard that. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And if we don't plan what we're going to do and what we want to achieve, then the likelihood of us achieving that is very, very low. So in this company, we do what's called a daily.
Ro, you're muted again. Could you unmute yourself? People, for some reason, are coming in unmuted. So if you would unmute yourself again, that would be a good thing. Can you hear me, Ro? Uh-oh. Ro, let's see. Where'd she go? Ro, are you there? Hello? Uh-oh. I can't hear you, Ro.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes.
Now let me share the screen again, okay?
Okay. And so what's
I couldn't unmute myself when I shared the screen.
Okay.
Okay, let's start again.
Okay, sounds good.
There we are. Okay, so I started to say, did you hear me say that there's 5 success habits? And the first one is planning. You know, you need to plan your work and work your plan. And in our company, we have a daily method of operation. And I think that's very important for people to follow that. You know, you got to get up, you got to put on your big girl panties or your big girl guy shorts, and you got to go to work every day. You have to be a product of the product. You have to be taking Juice Plus, drinking the shakes. If you want to sell a tower garden, you got to have a tower garden. That's really all the product line of our business. Can everyone See me? Okay, good. I was just, now all of a sudden, you guys are on the left side instead of on the right side of my screen, so I was like getting a little nervous there. But you can see.
Actually, Ro, that little thumbnail, anybody can move around. Like I just moved it up to the very top of my screen on the right. So that can be moved around by anyone, the thumbnails, just to let you know.
And how do I do that to get you out of the?
On my screen, it's moved all the way to the right. I'm not sure how it is on your screen.
Okay, but you guys can see the screen no matter what.
I can see it perfectly.
And you don't, and you just see me on the right side. So I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to worry about it.
Good.
Okay. All right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, so really we just have, you know, our shakes, our bars, our megas, our Tower Garden. We're a $14 billion company with 8 products. So you need to have, you know, your story. And the only way that you're going to have your story is if you're using those products. Now, when you put your story together, you want to have it a maximum of 60 seconds, 30 to 45 is ideal. We'll go over that. You want it for the people that are new on this call tonight. You want to fill in your memory jogger. You may be new and thinking, what's a memory jogger? It's a list of at least 50 names of people that are important to you, that mean a lot to you, that you want to contact and tell about this wonderful gift of Juice Plus. You want to go to the events, you know, that are already happening around you and invite people to go with you. You also want to create your own events. You know, a healthy living party, a wine and wellness, whatever you want to do, because that's going to get you to introduce the products in the business. Then you have to get ready to take care of your customers. You have to generally care about your customers, taking our products consistently and getting good results. And we show that by good customer follow-up. We first start by helping people, you know, with their health. We always mention our business. So we may share our product story, but I encourage you, like I do with my reps, to share your business story along with your product story. These basics have to be a part of your plan. You know, a story, people, events, customer care, and a team. We won't go into designing a team tonight, but I encourage you, once again, to share that product and business story at the same time, because our best distributors come from our customer base. However, I have many reps that became a rep at the same time that they became a distributor. So the goal of creating a Juice Plus business is, bottom line, make appointments. What do I mean? You have to talk to people. That's why your DMO is so important, because you can't keep appointments in your head. You have to write it down somewhere. If you use a memory jogger or a list that you know who you want to talk to, then write them on your calendar to know when you will talk to them, whether it's on your phone or your day timer or a combination of both. You want to stay organized. New reps need to have 2 to 3 wellness events immediately. Let your sponsor help you, whether it's a grand opening, in person, or over the internet. Why? Because it makes more sense, you know, to talk to a group versus, you know, one at a time. If you have 6 or 7 people at your house, that is 6 or 7 appointments in one meeting rather than 7 separate ones. So the first habit we have is planning. Also, I might add, this allows your sponsor to do the presentation while you sit back and learn, so that you can do the next one with your sponsor, and then the following one by yourself. The second success habit is focusing on building relationships. Relationships first, results second. I know that every single one of you care about people. We're not in the Juice Plus business as much as we are in the people business. However, we do not want to convince them to take Juice Plus. We're just going to give them enough information to allow them to make an educated decision. We will educate them on, you know, how they can look better, feel better, be healthier, lose weight, and how their kids can feel the same. We will share with them the benefits. Now, the second way to share Juice Plus is when we are doing life. let me give you an example. And I think I shared this with some of my reps on my team. I was leaving the gym with a girl that always greets me when I arrive, and I really like her. Carly's approximately 30 weeks pregnant and has a baby on her hip. So this one day, we're walking out together, and I'm thinking, boy, I would love to have her on my team. She's probably a stay-at-home mom, and oh my gosh, I got excited. Now I'm asking her questions, which is so important to do in building relationships. I discover that she's a nurse practitioner and a nurse National Guard who sells skin products. Not at all what I thought she was going to do. And I told her, gee, as a nurse, you're probably going to like what I do. And so I pulled out a brochure, always dressed with something on me, and I started to talk to her about it, and she got very excited. And she said that she really would like to look at the studies that are behind it. Now, I don't have a sale yet, but I can tell you this. I think I'm going to have more than that because we're really starting to build a rapport together. I'm into the point where I'm talking to her about her dog that just died, and we're sharing things about the babies, and we're strengthening that relationship so that when I do share with her how much I'd like to have her on my team, although I did mention that already, she's going to be there. She's going to have a better rapport with me. So in summary, we can plan to talk to people, but we also have to be ready when the opportunity presents itself. All right, now, if we only share the ingredients and the studies behind Juice Plus, then we're doing sales. But if we share the benefits, we're sharing the differences that our products can make for people's health. People want to know what something can do for them. You know, can it heal one of their wounds? Now, some people might say, but I don't even have my product, so how do I have benefits? Well, then you borrow your sponsor's benefits. You borrow a sideline buddy's benefits. You borrow, you know, someone that you know that's been in the business a while. You share and borrow them until you receive your own benefits. You know, I have wonderful benefits, and I know my team will agree with me because I was diagnosed with systemic lupus, and I had arthritis and liver involvement, kidneys failed 2 times, and I've been symptom-free, like Alita said, for 20 plus years. But if someone is sharing with me that they're very concerned, for example, about their eczema, well, I've never had eczema. So I would say to them, you know, I never had eczema, but let me share with you what a friend of mine that took Juice Plus, and I might show them a before and after picture. Or suppose someone was stressing to me that they have asthma, and gosh, if this could only help them with asthma. Well, then I might share with them that I never had asthma. However, I have a video, not a video, but maybe a call or a video where someone has gotten really incredible results with Juice Plus. Now, why? Well, that gets people's attentions. They don't care about how much you know. They care about how much you care. If you genuinely care, they will know it. So how can you develop good relationships? You have to start with asking questions. People love to talk about themselves. You have to show genuine interest in people. If you aren't, people will see right through it. You have to learn about them. You have to listen more and talk less. So when they talk, listen. Don't talk over them. And you can build a rapport by showing, you know, that genuine interest in them. Now, I must say, people that are introverted compared to extroverts generally do better because they know how to listen. But if you're an extrovert, remind yourself, you want to find out how to help people. Now, in order to build a rapport, you have to do 3 things. First, you have to be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. I may extract things that I like about others, but I'm always going to be me. 2, you have to learn how to ask fact-finding questions. What do they need? What are their opinions? Do they have family? What do they like for recreation? What are their hopes? What are their dreams? You will be a seed planter. You're going to plant seeds into them by asking them questions. It makes them think, this lady really has an interest in me. You have to generally care about them more than you do yourself. The first habit is planning. The second is building relationships. And the third is to use the customer tools effectively. We need to learn how to use those tools that we've got. And what's the most effective tool that everyone hates the most? Well, if you said the phone, you're right. Most people don't like to pick up that phone. The one thing that you need to know about the phone is to ask people, is this a good time to talk? You want to set up calls with people. Ask them if they're available to talk, for 15 minutes. There have been many times when I have said, if you need me, text me. If I'm available, I'll be there for you. So if you have something going on, let your sponsor know, because I know they want to be there for you if you need them. The second tool is the Juice Plus product and business story. Once again, I can't emphasize this enough. Everyone has a product story and everyone has a business story. Work with your sponsor on developing those two stories because you need them, even if you have been around a while. Masterminding together will help you create a story that will create curiosity and not to bore people or to lecture them. It's a segue on how you share, you share with them how they can get healthier. It's the most basic and essential tool. I tell people to record their call, listen to it, their product and their business story in the car, listen to it until it's like a prayer that they can recite or a favorite saying. When I was starting out, I actually took my product and my business story and I put it across from my bathroom toilet. I kid you not. I knew I had to sit down. I knew I would look forward and I would be looking at it. When I brushed my teeth in the morning, my story was up on my mirror. And that's really how I learned my story, because I really believed it was that important. Now, if you don't have your story down, there are great templates on the mission-driven model and the freedomrevolution.com. Get them and practice, practice, practice. Now, our third tool is videos. I especially like the ones on the mission-driven model and the freedomrevolution.com. However, you do have some on your customer website. Let the experts do the talking. You don't have to be the expert. You just need to connect them to the exposure, the videos, because the doctors and the athletes and the teachers and the RDs do an amazing job on explaining Juice Plus and our business for us. Tool 4, our healthy living party presentation, with your memory jogger. Plan your first 3 or 4 events right from the jump start. If you wait, it's going to be harder to do it. The quicker you do it, the quicker you'll adjust, you'll bounce back, from making mistakes. Tool 5, Zoom calls. We're doing one right now. Now, Zoom call is the next best thing to being there physically with someone. They can see your sincerity if you talk from your heart. If you can get a prospect on a Zoom call, it's so much better than a call, because they can see your expression and they can look in your eyes and see that you're very sincere. Tool 6, 3-way calls. Introduce your sponsor to your prospect. And when you do, I encourage you not to interrupt or add anything unless you're asked to do so. Let your sponsor do the work. Sit back and learn. You'll learn verbiage, how to share, and then eventually you'll be the one in the seat doing the 3-way calls for your distributors. Now, I usually don't do product 3-way calls with my team. There are too many superb videos. So after I teach them how to close someone, I let them go on their own unless they really need me. However, I always encourage my team to bring a prospect for the business to me. And when they do join our team, I always encourage them to do a welcome call with me. Tool number 7, events. Talk with your sponsor about local events. Now, an event could be a live event, it could be an invitation, it could be a Facebook event, it could be a Zoom call, a regular call, a gathering of a few people at a home. What I like to do is I like to send those people personal invitations saying, maybe it might be a PM, like a private message on Facebook, a text. I would love for you to be my guest and sit in on this. I'll be on too, and then we can discuss it afterwards. Or you might say, I thought of you because, and then tell them why you thought of them. This is a way to expose and educate people. Another thing I do is promote the speaker at the event in a way that a person will feel as if they would be missing out if they did not attend. All right, so we have a plan, we're building relationships and effectively using the customer tools. Now here's a big one for all of us. What do we say? There are plenty of times when I first started when I did not know what to say. But the more we do it, the more seasoned we become. So let's look at some of those questions that segue into sharing our product stories. Take a minute and read them. Now, Alita or one of the NMDs are recording this, so you're going to be able to have it and you can stop it. So if I go on to the next slide and you didn't finish, you will definitely have that to go back and look at. Now, after you've asked the questions, whichever one you are going to use, hopefully the door will open for you to share your product story and your business story. Maybe to share a presentation, a video, or even to invite to an event that's going on. Ask them what they would be interested in doing. Some people don't like to read. Some people would rather read or vice versa. So ask them and give them what they ask for. Remember, it's about them. It might be convenient for me to text a video, but it might not meet their needs. So that's what we want to pay attention to. Or there's another great question. You might want to read that. And that's what I use when someone asks me a question, but I really want to direct them to the video. And I encourage you to do the same, especially if you're talking to someone who mentions that their child is sick or they're sick. Just by simply asking, those questions, you are not even mentioning Juice Plus. You're asking a general question. That gives me the objective of being able to share. One of the objectives is to expose them to Juice Plus, because you and I know that the science behind it proves that it works. And we all know that each one of us is on this call would, not go a day without it, because we know what we're protecting our DNA, we know we're preventing disease, we know all that, but they don't. So if they ask questions, you can respond with, where it says, that's great. Now, what did I just do? I just took the pressure off of me and I put it on the expert. I took the pressure off of me being afraid that I'm going to say something wrong, and move the entire load over onto the video, onto the tool to do it for me. So if they turn me down, they turn down the experts, not me. So we want to get people curious to watch those videos. Now, if the prospect is out of town, call or text them. If you're reconnecting with them, send them, him or her samples of the complete shake. If you see that they're interested in becoming healthier, they want to lose weight, a sample of the gummies for their child is a possibility. Or reach out if you notice that they're interested in the shred, and say to them, what is written in red there that you can see there. Encourage them that, you're going to put this package in the mail, drink a shake, watch this great video that I'm going to text you with Jan Roberto, who's excellent, by the way, at describing the benefits of the complete. So here's an opportunity to show them that you're willing to invest in them by sending them a $2 shake. I just got off of the phone right before this call with a lady. She's on everything. Like, she really should be a distributor, and she just has a lot of problems. I mean, she's on the Omega, she's on the Complete, she's on the capsules, the Trio, and I sent her a bar. And she said, you know what? I want those bars too. And I said, you really should be a wholesaler and share this with other people. And she said, well, not right now, but I'm thinking about it. But send me those bars. All because I sent the bar and she got the taste it. Interesting, okay? So the bottom line of the Juice Plus business, once again, make appointments, share the products, share the business. It's not only, about the business, it's about the people. The company allows people to make great money while having an abundant life and a healthy body. Remember though, you are the messenger. You're not the message. If you have trouble following up, have your sponsor get on the phone with you. There's nothing more precious than vulnerability. There's nothing more precious, than saying, I'm new at this. I have someone here helping me and supporting me to help me give you the best service that I possibly can. You know what that says to them? Wow, I can do the same thing. I don't have to have it all together. I can have someone there for me if I need something, if this is for me. Text your prospect an hour before to confirm your call with them at a certain time. If they come back to you and say, that right now is not a good time for them, reply by asking them, whether 5 or 6 or 7 to 8 is a good time. Always give them an option. It keeps the ball in your court, and you're in control. Now, I must say, when I'm first sharing with someone and I let them know that I'm going to be sharing, following up with them, I do ask them what's the best time, and I do not give them a time. And if it interferes with my schedule, then I'll reschedule. But more times than not, I'm able to meet their needs. But when I'm rescheduling, then I give them options. So if they say no, and you got to reschedule, set a date and a time, so that they can watch that video and follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. We should probably do this within 24 to 48 hours and no more than 3 days. Why? Because they're going to forget what they saw 3 days ago. I got to tell you something that happened to me early on when I joined the business. I had my health presentation. I did my best. It was my first presentation. I was so excited, but I was so scared to follow up. And when I called people, more than one person said to me, I was so excited, but I can't remember why I was excited. Never, ever forgot that. And I never, ever did that again. So make sure that you follow up. Okay, let's talk about the verbiage. If you want to do a follow-up call and you have never done one and you're new, you can use this verbiage that I put on this slide for you so that you can come back and you can take a look at it. So, however, if you feel comfortable, ask the follow-up questions you see here. Some might not feel, as courageous in the beginning to do that, and that is fine. And I always like interjecting, humor in it. Remember what Jay Martin tells us, if you can't get them to laugh, you'll never get the sale. So you got to get them to laugh. And so I do things like you see on the slide here. And if I can't, if I was early on, you can't, don't be afraid once again to get a colleague. Say that you have a colleague or a great friend that's been with the business a lot longer. Love for you to speak with them. This takes the pressure off of you and once again puts it on the other person with more experience. Okay? So we have to get comfortable using the follow-up tools. And here's one we all dread. How many people have dreaded the bottom line? How much is it? What's the price? I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. How many people have had that? Raise your hands. Okay. The number one thing that I want to tell you is don't debate. You want to stay in control of the conversation. That's so important. Here's some things that I have used. I love saying, I know how you feel. I felt the same way until I realized. And here's some verbiage that you can refer to. All right. When they say this, the price, here's some things that I say.
Hey, Ro, I was just going to mention real quick that we have a few minutes left, but this is so intriguing and I'm really appreciating all of it. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Okay, I'm going to go through fast because all that I left here is the verbiage, okay? All right, and we're done. We're up here, and let's move on. Okay, we're going to just move on. And I just want you to see this because you are going to see it on the slides. I wrote it out because I really wanted you to, to see it. And you want to remember, you've got what they want. They just don't know it yet. Be genuine, be interested, be a good listener, develop your people skills. You only get one chance to get it, to make a good impression. And here are some more questions that I'm going to give to you that I was just going to fly through these slides. And know that Arlita is going to be able to give them to you and that you can read them because I think verbiage is important. It's a great tool. I challenge you to either write them down, put them on your phone, learn them, and feel confident that you really have them. And here you go again. All right. Now, to take the order, to finish out, to take the order, we have to ask the question of, would you like to start getting healthier? And I'm telling you that if you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the order. And for some people, this is something that's hard to do. And it's something that you might have to work up. But it boils down to your belief in the product, the company, the business, and believing in yourself is most important. Here's my most famous close that I'm going to give to you, and then I'm going to end. Jack, I bet you would like to know the price. Well, bear with me because I want to tell you what you're getting for your money. The company takes 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries and juices them and heats them at very low temperatures so that the nutrients are not destroyed like other companies do. And they also do this in an oxygen-free environment so the antioxidants are not destroyed. Then they dry it to a powder and they encapsulate it. And the best part is, if I asked you to go in and get me 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries at the grocery store, what would it cost you? The reason I ask you this is because you're going to receive every day the benefits of consuming 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries and our omegas every day for about $3.50. And I name the omegas 3, 6, 7, and 9. I lay that out to them. You're going to make installment payments like me on this quad of $104.50 or our trio of $71.25 a month. It's all about your belief in the product, yourself, your company, and most importantly, yourself. So believe in yourself in order to impact your business, and you can do this. And I'm going to end there, and I don't know if you have any questions. Let me stop sharing my slide there. Hold on 1 minute here. There we go. Okay.
Oh, well, that was awesome. I'm sure you guys can all agree that she sounds just like an elementary school teacher.
I wrote it down for you.
Yes, and yes, it was like you were so.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is Ashley.
Okay.
And I'm wondering about, I just went to a regional and somebody said, watch your testimonials.
Mm-hmm.
And, it seemed to me they were saying, don't tell somebody else's story. So how do you walk that line I want to tell people what I've heard about.
That's a really good question. I mean, in your story, when you're putting your story together, you really want to make it general. You don't want to have, You know, I had systemic lupus with renal involvement and all that. In my short 30 to 45-second story, I do not have that. However, I have to tell you that people really want to know what it's going to do for them. They're not interested in the science that's behind it unless they're a doctor or a medical professional. They really want to know how it's going to heal their wounds. So if I'm showing them, you know, a picture of someone that had eczema and then after, it really does make a difference. On our team, we have Wellness Wednesday on our customer page. We've actually gotten many sales from that because people will share, customers will actually share what the product is doing for them. So that's how I get around that, you know. And, you know, you want to make sure it's okay with the other person to share that. You certainly don't want to share it if they don't want you to share it, you know, or show a picture. But I think asking the person their permission, you certainly can do that.
Rose, you're so right. And sometimes I would just, like, the caveat I would say is I just can't wait to see what it's going to do in your body. I can't promise you your skin is going to clear up like this girl's did.
Right.
I just can't wait to see what it's going to give it a try for 4 months.
Yep.
You know, and just to engage them. And I love what you said about sharing the benefits and borrowing upline's, you know, verbiage and use the tools. We have so many tools in our company that we can use, a video, a form, and asking them is the best way to learn. And so I love all the little points. I'm really looking forward to reading the verbiage that you had at the end of the video. And this is being recorded, so we're going to be able to share that with everybody on our teams. And I will definitely send that back.
I just saw someone with a chat, no disease claims. Yeah, that's very important. Like if I was to tell someone, you know, that I've been symptom-free from systemic lupus with renal involvement for 20 plus years, I cannot tell them that Juice Plus cured me in any way. All I can say is this is what it's done for me. That's all I can tell you. These are, you know, fruits, vegetables, and berries that are nourishing my body, and my body is the one that really got healthier and recovered. I remember a doctor saying, Melnicove cured herself. And I said, no, doctor, I didn't cure myself. What I did is I gave my body the nourishment that it needed to help recover. So I think it was Michael or Michaela. Thank you for mentioning that. Anyone else?
Right, I think we're good. Really grateful that you were able to be on our call. Nikki, was that you that needed to say something, or?
Was there someone else that had a question? I know there's someone else.
I think our time is up, and I know that everybody would love to have questions. We'd probably keep you on the phone on this call for 2 hours, Ro, if we let everybody get all their questions in. It was great. I want to thank you as well from the HEAT team. And so just everybody, you know, what we're going to do is unmute ourselves here and give Ro a really big thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ro. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ro.
Thanks, Ro. Love you.
Aloha. Thank you.
Thank you.